Welcome back to Yoshi Entertainment, everybody. So once again, we're talking about DJ Akademiks and what happened between him and Santana just recently. Now, let me reiterate this because there are some real special kind of individuals, I'm trying to be nice, on the internet who like to generalize and group people together. I don't know if I've made this clear enough. I'm pretty sure I have, but I do not like generalizations and stereotypes. So again, let me reiterate this. I said in my last video that I did not think what he said to DJ Akademiks was right at all. I thought it was very heinous for him to threaten to assault that man in two different ways. There are even people saying that he didn't say that when I'm pretty sure we were all watching the same video. We all heard what he allegedly said, but once again, I'll say allegedly because that's what we have to do here on YouTube. But once again, I'm going to stand by what I said when I said that was heinous for him to say, that he really owes that man an apology. That was very off the deep end. And it's messed up. Like, there are certain boundaries you should not cross. I don't care, how y'all beef has been going. There are certain things that should not be said to another human being. And there is a double standard there, because if that had been a man that said that to a woman, both men and women would have went in on him for that. Although we've also got to factor in the privilege of him being a homosexual. Yes, I said it because we tell the truth over here at Yoshi Entertainment. So we said that there was a double standard, although the double standard comes more from him being gay than him being a man. Let's just be honest, okay? Like I said, we're going to tell the 100% truth. End of story. Now, what made this situation even more of a slippery slope, if you will, is when DJ Akademiks, for whatever reason, I've said this before, leave y'all's emotions off social media because people will take advantage of that. But he got on the live stream and he cried and he talked about how he couldn't say anything to Saucy Santana because he's gay and that he would get, canceled for homophobia and all this kind of stuff. And at first I felt bad. I'm going to be real honest. Like I said, I don't care for DJ Akademiks. I really don't at all because he's very disrespectful. And I get real sick and tired of people saying, oh, well, he's disrespectful to the men. But I've already pointed out once again, he has more smoke, especially aggressively so for the women, especially black women. I'm not going to change my mind and I'm not going to go back and forward with anybody about that. He doesn't do or contribute anything positive to the world, and he's in with the industry, so y'all know how I feel about industry people and celebrities. Most of them are not good people. Point period blank. Not going back and forth with anybody about that either. But the empathy and the compassion within me, the little bit that I did have for him, was trying to come through to give him that extension of grace and mercy when he cried. Like I said, I'm not going to sit up here and make fun of the dude or drag him for crying. I don't bully people. My channel is not a bullying channel. I do call out bull crap and set the truth straight. Now, whenever I saw him cry, one thing came to my mind, and there were some other people that I did see pointing this out. Maybe he did cry because whenever Santana said what he said, that might have been a trigger point for him. For all we know, anybody could be going through anything. I'm not saying anything specific about him in general, but I'm just saying you never know what somebody has gone through, which again is why I said certain boundaries should not be crossed. I don't care like how deep the beef has gone between you and that particular person. Certain things should not be said. And if you trigger somebody to that point, you need to apologize, but we'll never see that happening because people don't be doing stuff like that. Now, I done already gave him his, very short extension of grace and mercy, although it's time to tell the other half of the story that I was talking about earlier. So a lot of people, I guess, in the comment section were not having his tears. And the reason why is because they were pointing out now, DJ Akademiks, you be up here roasting people, you be talking about people, you be dragging people, you be dragging women, you be cussing women out, you be disrespecting women. There was actually a guy on the internet that said that he missed a time where cursing, swearing, all of that really trash talk was reserved only for men. Like men would go back and forth if they got to that point, which, they shouldn't be anyways. But they weren't out here cussing out women. They weren't out here trashing women, trash talking women. And when women were in their presence, they didn't talk like that. I miss that time too. I really do. But they were saying, DJ Ack, you've been out here, trashing these people, talking about people, mocking people. You're all on the internet calling yourself Big Ack and all this kind of stuff. Allegedly, I heard somewhere on the YouTube streets, allegedly, that young Miami got her car shot up while she was pregnant, mind you, and he laughed and mocked at her, which is not something that you laugh at somebody for. 2 lives, an unborn one and hers, could have gotten taken that day, like I said, allegedly, if any of this is true. So, like I said, he's been up here doing some very messed up stuff, being very disrespectful, in some very messed up ways himself. They were saying you can dish it, but you can't take it. Finally, when somebody says something to you and you can't really say something back to them, now you want to cry. Well, you didn't think about somebody crying when you said what you said to all these people. All these people out here who you disrespected, how do you think you made them feel? Now, they were just smart enough to not bring it to social media, unlike you clearly. But how do you think you made some of these people feel? Like, I'm not saying he can't say, okay, well, if so-and-so hasn't been doing well in the rap industry, because that was the biggest thing that this was about. Him saying that Young Miami doesn't seem like she wants to rap anymore. She's not motivated. That she needs to go back into the studio and hone her skills. And if this were some legitimate advice, actual constructive criticism coming from somebody who actually did give a crap to somebody who he wanted to see succeed, then I would be understanding of that. But he took it a step further, once again, like I said, by degrading her, by disrespecting her. And I'm not saying this in defense of anybody, because like I said, if you've watched any amount of my videos, you should know how I feel about all of these people. But I'm pointing out that this man literally sat here and cried after he got disrespected by another man. But it was okay for him to disrespect all these other people, both men and women, allegedly, apparently. That's what the people were saying. They were saying if you're going to dish it out, be prepared to take it. This is your job, quite literally. Social media dragging people. You don't just get on the internet and disrespect people and then expect them not to do the same back to you. Once they do it, be prepared for them to do it if you're going to do it. And I already said this before. He can't sit up here and put all this out. You reap what you sow. So if you always have somebody's name in your mouth, you're always being real disrespectful, hitting people literally while they're down, kicking them while they're down, doing below the belt punches. When somebody does a below the belt punch on you, you don't get to sit up and cry and have everybody feel sorry for you. You literally brought this on yourself. These are your literal consequences. Am I saying he deserves it? Of course not. Am I saying that Saucy Santana once again had the right to tell him that? Of course not. I'm saying this is the consequences of his actions. And that's the big thing that a lot of people, black people, can't wrap their little heads around. Some of the consequences you're going to have to reap, you might not deserve them. You might feel like you don't deserve them, but they're going to be yours because of what you did. Now, to make this situation a little bit more interesting, I was like, now this is some news to me right here. This is interesting. There were two people who weighed in on this situation. For one, Queen Latifah actually came to the internet, and I was like, Queen Latifah don't say nothing about nothing. I have not known Queen Latifah to ever come to the internet to say something, but even she got on the internet and once again doubled down on what everybody, not just me, has been saying about this situation. How are you gonna sit up and cry on the internet after being disrespected when you've been out here disrespecting people in spades? Are you kidding me? A celebrity, a famous person who doesn't even really use the internet like that, is privy to all this tomfoolery that he involves himself in, the disrespect that he is constantly, like I said, dishing out to other people. That's how you know for sure that the situation has gone to the trash in a handbasket. And once again, everything she said is 100% the truth. Now, the second person who weighed in on this, like I said, they kind of threw me for a loop a little bit, was Dr. Umar. First of all, where did Dr. Umar come from on this situation? Talking about he was getting text messages, emails, letters, carrier pigeons, talking about some, oh, Dr. Umar, please weigh in on this situation. Broker a peace treaty between the two of them. Please, please. Now, do I really believe that? Not really. But hey, if he wanted to get on and he saw what was going on, he decided to weigh in between two brothers that was fighting, and he decided to try and do something positive and get them to come together and bury the beef, then that was the right thing to do, I guess. That was nice of him. He didn't have to go out of his way, I guess. Like I said, it was nice of him to take his time out of the day and try to at least present the idea, because nobody wants to see the two of them going back and forward, threatening to hurt each other on the internet. That's just goofy. But people weren't really here for it coming from him, because instead they were too busy wondering where in the world is that school that he alleged he was going to build. I guess he thought that everybody forgot about that. There were people who actually put their hard-earned money into helping the funds, whatever it was, to go into that school. So they said, Dr. Umar, you can go shut up somewhere, because until you can tell us where that school is, we don't want to hear nothing from you. That's what the people said. like I said, the situation has gone to the trash in a handbasket. It's a hot pot of mess, if you will, and it has only gotten worse. We'll talk about that in another video. But y'all let me know what y'all think about all of this down in the comments below respectfully. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Y'all have a very blessed day.